I see your future. I'm kidding. I became a spiritual guru.
Nina is going to tell my future now.
Yes.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Just One Bite. I'm one of your hosts, Tiff at Take One for the Road.
And I'm Nina at Psychofood. And we have some fun news. I know you guys know that I'm low-key kind of like obsessed about like tarot. We've talked about Mercury retrograde so many times and just about manifestation and whatever. But one of our friends, her name is Summer, she is someone who's very like intuitive. And then she actually has encouraged me to get a tarot deck, which I kind of actually already had one, but then I've never like really done readings really on myself or anyone. But then it kind of came up in conversation because she's asked me like, I think you're like very intuitive, so like have you ever thought about doing tarot before? And then I was like, honestly I like receiving it, so I don't usually like do it. And for me, I feel like I have a lot of like mental blockages, so it's really hard for me to maybe focus on things, especially because I feel like I actually have a lot of like manifestation power. Like it's just because I feel like a lot of like energies, and I really feel the whole concept about like thoughts becoming things. And I'm trying to really like reestablish my like energy, because I'm very like sensitive to like negative energy, but I can become extremely like powerful when it's like positive energy. And it's not something that I usually like talk about people. Like you guys hear me being like the natural like tarot like girl who believes horoscopes and whatever, but like I remember having this conversation with her and then our other friend Fook, and then we were like in the car, and then I remember her asking like, oh, like how do you guys like see it was like some conversation about like the afterlife, or like understanding like spirits and stuff, and if we believe spirits. And then I was like, for me, like I definitely believe that there are kind of bad vibes. Like I think it's true when you like pass by like a haunted house or something, or like maybe when you pass by like an alleyway and then it just feels like off. Like I definitely think that there could be negative energies, and definitely there's negative energies that might taunt you to make like really bad decisions. But it's also something that I thought about when I was younger, where it sounds so silly, so please like bear with me, but like when I was younger, like I felt like, oh, there's definitely like ghosts or like bad energies or something. But you know what, I'm just gonna think that my ancestors who've like passed on are like protecting me, and I would like imagine them as like superheroes or like some K-pop demon hunter vibe, and then I don't know why like I thought like that as a child, but I remember that. But it's because like every time when I feel scared like to go downstairs or something, like at like 3 or 4 in the morning, I'm just like, like ancestors are protecting me, and I feel like they probably have some powers, so I'm definitely guided and protected by them. And so I remember telling her that story, and she brought it up, and she was like, yeah, I feel like that's something that's different. Like not everyone believes, but it's kind of coincides with like how other like spiritual people kind of feel like, oh yeah, there's a greater good who's always like protecting you. And for me, like I have a very like huge understanding when it comes to spirit. It doesn't matter if you're like spiritual or religious or whatever, but the way that we were all like evolved, it makes sense that manifestation, practicing gratitude, it's kind of like the same thing as prayer, like in religion. And the whole thing about the universe, right, where you're kind of manifesting and saying your like dreams and aspirations to whatever higher being, is kind of the same as like to God. So it's like I think there's a general understanding, and I'm not like trying to impose like anything on anyone, but that's just how like I see the world. So it's just very interesting, where I think it just feels like natural for me to think. And then she was like, I think you have like a really like good energy, and she's like kind of like encouraged me. And so we went to this like spiritual shop recently, and I was just there to like help her like find a new like oracle deck and stuff. And then she let me backtrack a little. Before that, I was telling her like, dude, me and my boyfriend keep seeing like so many angel numbers. Like, it's actually crazy because I feel like it's attacking us. Like, literally, guys, I don't think you realize there's so many number combinations, right, in the world. So it's like, why is it consecutive 3 numbers all the time? Even today when I was driving here, I kept seeing like 000, which means like blank slate type of energy, like put your grievances like in the past, like but a lot of angel numbers kind of encourage like there's a transitional period, or there's a new beginning, or like harmony is like gonna result for whatever you're thinking or feeling. And so I don't know, I'm really like kind of surprised and shocked about like these synchronicities that I've been noticing. And so I was just expressing that to her, and she was like, I feel like something's like probably like happening. And then she's like, we were talking about these angel numbers, right? And then we were looking at the tarot shelf, and then she like pulls out one for herself, and she's like, oh, I really like this deck. And then she was like, oh, like asked me again, like, oh, like, would you be interested in getting a deck? And then I was like, oh, I don't know. And then she like pulls out this deck, and then let me show you guys the box, but it says like Tarot of the Angels. And then I was like, oh, that's so creepy. It's low-key a little creepy, but then I was like, oh, that's so interesting that we were like talking about angels, and there's not that many decks on the shelf. So I was like, okay, why there's so many designs here? Like she got an oracle deck that was like a cat themed. So it's kind of like, why was there angels, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I already had a tarot deck, so don't freak out like my boyfriend, because he was like, did you buy it? Like, it's bad luck if you buy it like as your first deck. And I was like, I already have one, but I don't think it counts for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I basically bought this tarot deck, and I was doing even like a reading with Tiff like last night. I was just like random stuff, and we were just like, wait, it feels so like
accurate.
It feels a little accurate, but I'm not claiming like I'm super higher being or whatever.
No, but it was just crazy how like the questions I would ask Nina, and then she would flip the card, and it was just like, because sometimes you'll ask a question and they flip the card and it's like the explanation doesn't make any sense, but like all the hard-hitting questions I was giving to Nina about like my personal life and stuff, it
was just so weird.
Yes, it was like weirdly like,
it was really
I think I'm still in shock, to be honest.
Same. I was like so surprised, because I was like, I could have been not spot on, you know, but then it was
so spot on.
It was really, really weird, and I was like, I don't know what to like say about it, because it just seems so like relevant. And I'm like literally not making any of this up, guys, because I'm surprised myself. Like, and I'm telling you, I never really wanted to do like tarot before, but it just was like something that like my friend encouraged, and I was just like, what is happening right now? And then also I forgot to mention, while we were in this spiritual shop, me and my friend were like talking, and then I was just feeling like really hot in my whole body. And I was just telling my friend, I was like, oh, do you feel hot? And she was like, no, not really. Like, I feel like cool. And I was wearing a like short sleeve shirt. It was like a jersey. So the jersey kind of has small holes in it. So if anything, I should have felt a little bit cool or like room temperature. But I was like really feeling hot. And then, and the whole place is like they had AC and stuff. So I was just like, I don't know why I'm feeling like so hot. But then when I was holding the tarot deck, I felt like my hands and like arms were kind of getting cold. And then I was like, and then as
it's a sign.
And Summer were like talking, I was kind of like listening to her. We were talking back and forth, and then I just like mentioned this. I'm like, I feel like really like cool, like cold in like my hands. And she was like, I think you should get that deck, because like I feel something too from it. But then obviously for her, she like, it's like kind of flipped, because I think when you get a deck, you kind of feel warmth from the cards. But for me, I felt like it was cool, but I was feeling hot. So I was just like, it's interesting that it was like opposite energy, because I was like, also my body posture before that, I was kind of like this, you know, and I was like holding my phone, you know. So it was just like kind of weird that it felt cool and cold in my hand. And then we were kind of we were like talking about how like we were talking to the staff, because we were talking about some things to grab, and she said that, you know, like for angel like work, because I think they had like a class or something that they have at the spiritual shop with another spiritual person, and she said, you know, like a lot of like angels, sometimes it might feel like a little scary. Like there's this angel like Raphael who's like something, who's very like powerful, but it might also feel like a little daunting, like a daunting, I guess, deity, I guess. But then she said that a lot of people who work in like light work and angel, like it doesn't have to be so like justice and hard, but then some angels bring like light energy too. So I was like, okay, maybe that's what it was from the cards, that I was feeling like, oh, it was like cool and cold, because I've been going through like a lot, like mentally, and just with whatever stress is going on. So it was just, what I'm getting at is that I feel like the cards are like refreshing. So that's where it's interesting with this deck that's happening. But yeah, I think from the reading yesterday, like, did you feel like you had follow-up questions afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, I did have follow-up questions, and then you would like pull more cards out, and then I'd be like, oh my goodness, like it's like scary accurate to the point where I like kind of wish things weren't so accurate, because I was trying to keep like a positive mindset about things, but then like obviously I've like had some concerns about like some things going on in like my personal life. And then Nina's like, she'll pull a card and she'll be like, so don't like, because the cards have like different names to it, but just because it has a certain name doesn't mean it's like telling of what the card actually means. It could be completely different. But just based on like Nina's reactions, or like she'll pull a card, and then let's say like hypothetically like the card says it's like fool, and I'm like, oh my god, so I was a fool, you know? And then Nina's like, no, like wait till the explanation. And then
like for an example, like that card. And also like for background for me, like I actually watch a lot of like readings. I watch a lot of like tarot readings, and so I'm very like, I'm familiar with consuming it, but I'm never the one doing it. But either way, like the Fool, for an example, is a card in like a tarot deck, but it generally means like you should listen to like the people like around you and follow heed with their guidance. So it's also reminding you, I was kind of interpreting it for her like stuff like, oh, you should be like more grounded, like listen to the people around you, and like also practice like self-love. Like those were kind of like the cards that were like happening in this like rotation of what I was like pulling. So it was definitely like hitting a lot of like notes that I think she was like resonating with. So I was like, huh? But then also I think it helped that I kind of knew her, but I'm not sure if I would be ready to like do other people I don't know, because I'm like, I don't know how like true my like intuition is, but it's all based also on intuition too, like how you interpret it. So it's different for everyone. But
yeah, we should do like an example and show our audience.
Yeah, but I wanted to show you guys what the cards look like. It looks like they have like really pretty like designs on it, and it's kind of funny because I'm like Catholic. So I was like, did they pull this for me because I'm like a merger of like Catholicism and someone who's like spiritual or something? But yeah, like maybe we can do like a reading. I feel like I don't know yet like all the nuances and stuff, but what I usually do, like I'll shuffle the deck while someone's maybe like thinking of a question, or if I'm thinking of a question, and then while I'm shuffling, if there's cards that fall out, that's probably like the energy trying to pull that energy out for me to read. But I'm not familiar with all like the definitions of all the cards yet to like by heart, but I think like it would be good. But what question do you think you have?
I have some. Let me see. Oh.
Yeah, I think for me, like I'm still even trying to learn how to shuffle these cards because they're so big. I don't know. Oh God. You didn't think?
Oh yeah, yesterday Nina was shuffling and the cards would keep flying out.
Yeah, maybe I'll hold my microphone like this, but some people do like love, some people do career, personal life. If you're going through some issues, like it kind of serves as like guidance.
Okay, maybe I'll do some like. Should we do a love one?
Okay, we could do a love one.
Do
you want to? It's up to you. It could be career, personal life, family.
Actually, let's do personal.
Personal's general.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What part of myself needs healing right now?
Okay. a good question. Okay, what? Okay, I feel like it's hard to like communicate, but maybe while I'm shuffling.
Okay, yeah. What part of myself needs healing right now?
I feel like maybe the. Oh, okay. I think it's like the faster that I do it, maybe like cards will come out. So I don't know, but so what is it that?
What part of me needs healing right now?
Needs healing in Tiff's life. Okay, maybe one more.
Okay, perfect. Do you have your book? Okay.
Book.
So Nina has a book, so it kind of gives you
like a short summary.
spiel of like what each card means.
But also, low-key, my cards are also in Spanish, so
What?
like
What?
like an example, like like for the fool, we got that card yesterday, and it says El Loca. Or El Loca
the crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so far we got one was the 5 of Pentacles, and here it says the most powerful magic is that which invokes well-being for your neighbor. Those who arouse negative energy will be swallowed by it. Ooh. I feel like for you, that's exactly what we were talking about, like in some of like lately too in our podcast episodes, because you have a lot of friends that you've been like absorbing, kind of like, it's not that you don't want to be their like friend, but you're absorbing a lot of like negative energy. So I think maybe it's like, I could see that card referring to you as like trying not to, like, you can care for their well-being, but then try to really protect your energy so you're not absorbing it as well.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, because I do feel like it weighs me down sometimes, and it's a lot, you know?
It could be a lot.
But it's like, I obviously want to be there for my friend. Like, I'm choosing to do that, but I need to maybe learn to, I don't know, separate it and not take it personally. Because, I mean, it has nothing to do with me, but it's just like, I feel the weight of it. Like, their emotions, I feel it. And maybe because I'm a really empathetic person, so I just feel on a different level. And I'm a Pisces, so that probably makes sense.
It's very hard to be a Pisces.
Yeah.
You also have the Empress card, which is act in such a way that all your thoughts are not sterile, that every action is productive and every fruit you produce is sweet. So I guess that kind of coincides with how you are as like someone who's empathetic, because I feel like you definitely feel a lot of people's energy, and it's like when you give to people like really resonate with it. So that's I'm perceiving it like, I give your fruit, you know?
Yeah.
And your like fruit is sweet because you listen to me. But I also think like I mean, like every time that people like talk to you, I think it's like progressive in a way. But yeah, I think that's kind of establishing who you are as like a person.
Okay.
I feel like now I'm starting to sense maybe it's just a reminder about who you are. We also got the 7 of Chalices. Believing in dreams is like trying to catch a shadow or pursuing the wind. If there are no admonitions, be different of dreams.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I feel like believing in dreams is like trying to catch a shadow or pursuing the wind. I feel like what I'm reading is like, you know, if you have all these dreams like and aspirations in yourself, like don't just try to go with the grain and go with the wind of things, because I think also this is a little hard because like I know her personally, so it's like for me to separate it, it's like, oh, what is the cards telling me, what I think as my own personal thing. But I think something that I notice with Tiff is that, like, I think you're someone who can have like a lot of successes, but then something that is like, you always tell me like, oh Nina, I think you're gonna be famous, and then I'll be like, oh no, you could be famous too, you'll be famous too, and you're like, no, it's not me. But I feel like that's an inner dream that you would have like for yourself, like being like a big influencer or having like your own family, you know, like it's not something that's like far off for you, but it's also like you kind of going against the grain and going through the motions of things. But I feel like don't let it take you as like, oh, I'm never gonna reach that peak, because you're in motion to do things.
I see. So I like have more faith in myself, essentially. Like that's what I need to like that's like a part of me that I need to heal. Because maybe I've been like raised in a way, or like I've been through things where I've lost like maybe that confidence in myself of being able to achieve things.
You know what's crazy is that you also got the 6 of Chalices, and it means soothe your heart often with the joys of the past, pleasurable memories, and our elixirs. and sadness is poison. So I feel like it kind of is like, you know, those conversations that we talk about like with friends, like being in a happy place, or like, you know, the dream of being like an actor or something. Like those are things that are really great characteristics of you that is still part of like your journey. So I'm curious if it's like you need to remember those moments so it helps you set up for your dreams, because it's like now I'm starting to also feel like there's a lot of things that are part of you that is like a little untouched, because not that you're necessarily scared of it, but you're just kind of not in the same alignment that you should believe that you can achieve really, really big. Because I think you could, but you're just like, oh, like not everyone will have successes, or oh, that's kind of like something I dreamed of in the past. But also, sorry, this is so crazy. I'm pretty sure I shuffled this whole deck, but like you also got the 5 chalices. So it's just kind of like crazy because it was down.
Yeah.
And it's also like I was shuffling from top to bottom from the deck, so it's like this could have happened anyways. But the 5 of chalices is the wise man sees the good in all things and is happy. The fool complains of the empty cups and fails to see the full ones. Okay, I think that also kind of aligns with the content creation too. Because like I know that you like talk about like, oh, you know, the algorithm like is against me, you know, and it's kind of like the same thing what I was saying, like, oh, thoughts become things. So it's like you're setting yourself up like, okay, yeah, the algorithm like hates me, so I'm not gonna do anything about it. But it's like, you know, as a person, if you're someone that trusts yourself and people like seek your guidance for like whatever the problems they have, and they are really reignited by the things that you say, and they feel like very productive when they talk to you, it's like reminding that you are that type of person, and it's like you garner a lot of like power because you're able to give it to other people and remind them of it. But how come you can't like necessarily do it for yourself? Because you have a lot of things that are like set up for you are someone who's like very playful and someone who's very like energetic and very charismatic. But I think sometimes when it comes to like your own personal things, it's like almost feels like you're close but you're kind of far at reach at the same time.
It's just like more so like my healing is like I'm able to give everyone and like lift everyone up, but like why can't I like do that for myself? And that's like what I need to work on, I think. And that's a part of me that needs to heal, is that like I, you know, am able to be there for everyone else, support everyone else, encourage everyone else. But I guess when it comes to me and my own ambition, sometimes I, for some reason, think like I'm not capable, or I'm like, you know, like I'm not good enough to be able to do that. And like that's a part of me that needs some work and some healing.
Is that something that you feel like you're resonating, or do you feel like it's because of this reading, you think?
No, because I even told you, right? Like, or I not even like telling you, but I feel like I've been told by many different friend groups and just friends like you and my other friends that like I know I'm like a really good friend, and I'm always there to listen and hear people out. And like I feel like even every day this week I've been on like 2-hour FaceTimes with like every day, like
including me,
including you, like different friends from different friend groups who are like going through stuff, and then I'm like there for them to like listen, hear them out, and then like help them, you know, or like mediate situations. And it's like it does take a lot of weight on me too, you know. And it's like I'm able to always like, and then like be there to like lift them up, encourage them. But how come like
when it comes to you,
when it comes to me, I'm just like
you're a little bit more chill, I think. Like I feel like you have a very like progressive way of when you're helping your friends like solve your problems, but I feel like if it comes to problems of yourself, it's like that one kind of takes like a seat back.
It's weird, right?
You know?
Like I'm capable of giving my friends such good advice, but then my friends, like even in like, or like dating for example, right, they're like, Tiffany, if the roles were reversed, what would you tell me? And then they're always like, you give such good advice, but then when it comes to yourself, it's like that goes out the window, you know?
Like it's almost like you see the power in everyone else, but then when it comes to the power of you, it's like not quite full in the sense.
Or like I still just sacrifice for other people's like well-being, and then I forget like I'm abandoning myself by doing that.
And I think you probably have to be a little careful of like how you like talk to yourself, I guess, is what I'm like kind of like I just like thought of, because it's like when you put yourself in like, oh yeah, like I'm not like, yeah, I don't really like deserve it. Not saying that you say these specific things, but like for an example, like I don't really like you shouldn't encourage yourself to be like, oh, like I'm not good looking enough, or I'm not making enough money, or I'm not like I don't look a type of way, I'm not in a place in my way. Like when you kind of repeat those, it's kind of like encouraging the universe to be true. Like, yeah, like this is how it is, and like, yeah, you probably are not like that, but just because also you're like, you provide so full for like other people, like I said, but when it comes to yourself, it's like you don't have to be like so chill with yourself. Like you can demand more like excellence for yourself like you do for other people, because you constantly remind other people about their power, but it's like you also have power in yourself. So I can kind of see like all like the stuff about like the, even with the Five of Pentacles, it's like to promote your well-being through your neighbor, and also like not being swallowed by like everyone's like negativity, even if they're your neighbor. So yeah, I think that's a good
wow, that was such a good reading though. But do you see how like it was just so spot on?
I think it's like I mean, for, it's like I said earlier, it's like hard because like we kind of like know each other, but I feel like for me, I'm just like reading what it is and trying to help the interpretation of it. But yeah, do you feel like it resonated?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like 100%. I like had thoughts about this. I've like expressed these things to you in the past too, you know? And it's just like, it's interesting because it's like covering things that I'm like literally been talking about with some of my other friends on like the things I've been going through, and they've been like trying to like encourage me and lift me up, and they're like, if it was the other way around, like,
you're right. Yeah.
Like, you know, this is the advice you would give me, and this is the advice you've given me before. So how come you are like sacrificing your own happiness instead of like you deserve to be happy too, kind of a thing. And so I think those are things I need to like work on and heal from, I guess.
Yeah, I get what your other friends are saying too. So this is not part of the reading, but like, you know that thing where I told you like, oh, how would you treat like your younger self?
Yes.
You know, like maybe it doesn't have to be such a young person, but maybe it could be like, how would you treat like Tiff, the best friend, you know? Like, would you be the same? Like, obviously you're so giving in friendships, but if it's like you're the outside person treating yourself, like how would you treat you? Because it's like you give a lot of power like to others, but how can you give power to you
back to myself?
But yeah,
but that's maybe something I need to work on this year, and just like that is something I will work on this year. Put it that way.
Yeah, even without the reading too, it's like I think it's important to like help focus on yourself, and also help bring more self-love in your life, because you don't want to stray from your own path of your identity and stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, hopefully that reading like resonated.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, and hopefully I get a little bit better with like interpreting it to you.
I mean, keep in mind, this is like your
this is like my
second reading.
Literally, because I got these cards like yesterday. So then I immediately did like a reading on TIFFs. Then now I'm just needing a little bit more practice. But it's gonna be hard too if like I want to get to a place where maybe I don't know a particular question like really well. Like if you ask me something about like something I might not know, like I want to be able to help give guidance to something in the reading, and hopefully the reading like holds true. But yeah, I think locking in to the cards and hopefully providing an answer would make sense. Yeah, because I don't need to know like everything about like anyone's like problems, and if you want to share, you can, obviously you can, but I also hope that it resonates more because I don't know the problem, you know, because I feel like if I don't know the problem, like that feeling of being like surprised, you know, like, oh, that really like makes sense, it kind of makes the other person hold the truth of the words and the cards a lot more.
It's like when I went to New Orleans last year and got that reading, and it was like it came true, like it was very true, you know. But that lady didn't know anything about me, but she would ask me questions to get to know me. Yes,
I think that was good. But yeah, well, anyways, if you guys like want to do a reading, let me know.
Hit up Nina.
Yeah, me, but I forewarning, I'm still practicing. But yeah. Either way, thanks for watching. Little update tarot wise, and you know where to find us. We have episodes every week on. Actually, not on anything particular day. Sometimes I release it between Tuesday to Thursday.
Yeah.
So just like watch out for it. But you can find us on YouTube and Spotify. But you can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at justonebitepod. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.